Hello, good evening, and welcome to the 350th Rony's Tuesday Fun Race. A big milestone and a big car. A tricky combination for our second round of Season 1 of the 2025 season of this championship. I'm Peter Butcher. You're watching Sim Broadcasts on Twitch and YouTube. And tonight, joining me for the milestone, it's Eoin Harmon in the commentary box. Eoin, this is going to be interesting.
Yeah, that's one way of putting it, Pete. It has the potential to absolutely dazzle us or give us horrified thoughts where you'd have to turn off the stream out of the violent content that will be on show. I just don't know what could possibly happen.
Yeah, the mature filter is off for this broadcast, so if you're faint-hearted, turn away now. 3.5 kilometres, 2.2 miles. That's a tiny track to put the BF1 around. I think the lap times are down in the sub 1 minute for this track, and I think the pole time at the moment is 57.5. Blisteringly fast. Big curbs, of course, for the BF1 to contend with, and they're going to have to do that 32 times. So this car is going to take an absolute beating, and we reckon that a lot of the drivers are going to succumb to fatal suspension damage.
Yeah, of course, if it was just a hot lap server and you were tasked to drive the car around full pace for half an hour, yeah, suspension would be a factor, but of course everyone's sharing the same pieces of tarmac, so collisions are very likely as well, like you're going to see in the run to Sector 2, turns 9 through 12 are absolutely terrifying flat out, so if anyone isn't given their racing room, then there will be trouble.
Yeah, I don't know if it's live yet or whether it will be live soon, but Chris is setting up a Twitch poll for you all to guess how many drivers are going to be left at the end of this race. We've got 25 qualifiers, and we just want to know what you think, really. How many people are going to finish this race? So once that's set up, please feel free to vote. This is the 350th ever Rony's Tuesday Fun Race, an epic milestone for this epic championship. And next time out, we're going to be at a far more sane combination at Rockingham with the FXO, which is nice. The front-wheel drive turbo car, which we've not seen for a while, but it's one of my favourites, and that should be quite fun at Rockingham, right?
Yeah, it's good to have Rockingham appear early in the season, as we remember last year, of course. The very first round was at Rockingham with the Ferraris, so yeah, to have it in February, that's a good prospect to me. But yeah, today is all about the enormous challenge that everyone needs to put up with.
Indeed, and leading the way into round 2 is Gabba, with his teammate Rick Cardle just behind. Sufor, Falcon, Mouseman, Hussem, Unite, Nozzle, Twincam and Lorenzo are your top 10 as it currently stands. And yeah, we've gone full swing into 2025 with 30 drivers already making up our championship standings, with plenty more races left, of course, to add to this list. So if you do fancy joining the championship, then you can do so every fortnight. And yeah, we'd love to see you on the server, gracing us with your presence. Let's take a look at the qualifying results as they have happened. We've had an hour of qualifying, and it resulted in Gabba taking the pole time 100th of a second over Sufor. Again, he's come into 2025 with the bit between his teeth, and he's showing everybody what he's made of. That's a great time.
Yeah, absolutely remarkable to get within a 100th of Gabor's time, knowing he's been putting in extra world record attempts into this combo. So yeah, that goes to show you how incredible that job is. And of course, we've a good variety in the top 10 as well, with Dark P3, we've Zesty in 8th, and Unite has to try and be the protector of his teammates there in P10.
Well, we've got the race coming up right now. The drivers have voted for the start, so let's head to the grid, Eoin. Take it away for the 350th time in RTFR history.
Yeah, take a deep breath, everybody. You have to race green, race clean, of course, but it's going to be tough. The first chicane, it's going to feel lightning quick in these BF1s. So just waiting now for the lights. Here they are. Let's keep it real and fun. Go, go, go. Who's got the better launch at the front? It looks like Sufor will have a nose side by side with Gabor, but unfortunately you have to counteract to the right-hand side. Yeah, Gabor makes no aims about that. Right involved there, getting stuck in. Let's see. It looks pretty solid so far. Yeah, midfield, making sure they're showing plenty of respect to begin with. Gabor, though, has pulled miles clear already. Not too bad now on board with Dodislaw. We can see has to watch out. Yeah, potentially an attack from Ricardo there, but he relented. Now this is where we're really going to see nerves be tested.
Got Zesty at the back of the grid, not where he would have wanted to be. A somewhat of a single-seater specialist and finds himself in 23rd already in this race, so not having the best time. As Dorislav's also off, another car off.
Jari Katila and Mozart made the exact same mistake, but with a lot more entry speed, so it was incredible. There was no real collisions. Now the final corner coming up now. We will have Martin Kapal and Mozart now having their follow-up battle. There we go, 1 lap complete, and Gabor leads by nearly 2 seconds.
Michael Malik on Martin Kapal into the first chicane, and well, it looks like Michael has stayed in the lead. Oh no, sorry, he did manage to get past Martin on the straight, so a slipstream overtake. And there you can see on the timing tower the choice of tyres that the drivers have elected to use. And it looks like we've got quite a difference across the field. R3 is being used by most of the top 10. And Gubba already with a 2-second lead out the front, which is a lot of distance around such a quick lap.
Of course, yeah, blue flags look certain to come into play, as of course you could, your optimum lap time in a pack, of course, it's always going to be a little bit slower. So yeah, with Gabor with so much clear air, he's going to catch up to people before too long. And on board with Rony there, you can see a lot of red on the onboard camera. But yeah, you'll see certainly in the full picture, it is his usual green.
Yeah, he couldn't really make up much time. Makes up more time actually in the brakes, but runs over the curb. That's going to unsettle the car through under the underpass. A little kick of oversteer on the corner exit as well, but has it all under control. And I wonder if we're going to see a move with Monty McCarry at some point on this lap. He seems like he's going to catch him onto the bridge. Has Monty McCarry got a good exit? Yes, he has, and I think he will be safe.
Yeah, it's reasonable to me. Zesty's made a pass on Michael. That must have been for 16, so yeah, nice and fair dues between them. And away they both go. Mosh McCarry, big mistake heading into the final corner. He spun it 360 degrees, but makes a safe rejoin, thankfully. No one else was coming. That was not prepared to avoid that spinning car.
Yeah, well, rejoins and carries on in P12 as they head through the first chicane, super quick. And the gap at the front is up to almost 4 seconds as Mozart makes his way through Mika Sarkinen, who's running the pseudonym of Rupa Kapitsa tonight, which I find quite funny. And Mika is also giving us his onboard perspective from Twitch as well, if you want to go and check that out. VR inside the BF1, Brave, at LG Nice on Twitch. Martin getting close. Yeah, go for it.
Oh, that's a scary one there for Stephen. Hitting the curb just at the wrong angle. Mad Jester will breathe a sigh of relief just for one moment, because he's going to get working again and maybe catch up to Massey just ahead.
Pekka Koivunen has Redbot slipstream coming out of the final corner over start finish. Pekka to the inside in the yellow and green machine there, and he's through and tucks in just in the nick of time. But Redbot, compromised in his line, has just been overtaken by Zesty. So 2 places in essentially 1 corner. As we've got Michael Malik in the pit lane with damage, and that's going to be a lengthy stop probably for him.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be lapped. Gabor is just heading towards the final chicane now, 13 and 14. So yeah, Michael will already be down a lap. There's a mistake for Matty. He does hold on to it though. That was about turn 10-11. So it was close shave there for Matty. Yellow flags ahead, and that's Lorenzo spun. So now the attrition rate is starting to kick in a little bit, and Lorenzo will DNF. So we do have 21 cars left after
Yeah,
lap
Lorenzo
5.
retired there, and it's difficult to get the car out of the gravel, of course, if you do get it beached. And with the tyres getting hot, it's going to be more difficult to get those sticky tyres out of the gravel trap. As we watch here, Majesta coming through the first sector and underneath the underpass. That is Matty just ahead of him, and he's got a bit of a run. No way through here through the double right-hander. In fact, you don't want to be too close behind at all, because you'll lose lots of traction and grip with the slipstream. And I don't think Majesta's going to be close enough to effect a pass on the back straight either.
No, he has to just follow the slipstream of Matty when he can get it. Yeah, he's got a lot more top speed now. Maybe just lost a little bit of his grip. Matty's rear slides, he catches it. And yeah, everyone's going to be zooming over that ground-based camera at the chicane. Matty's so close, and there's a car spun. One of the standard BMW liveries, I think. It is LG Meese who has damaged his rear right suspension quite badly, so he needs to pit.
Just closing up to the back of Matty, but it doesn't look like he can get through just now. But yeah, everybody starting to settle down, but this is the point also at which the mistakes start to creep in as you're flying around flat out.
Yeah, exactly. A moment's lapse in concentration and you're off. Just depends how you can recover it. Of course, the sort of the big dipper on the left of the chicane, if you get too close to that, you're going to be airborne and out of the race for definite. So I just saw Red Bot on my camera make a slow entry into the chicane, but thankfully he didn't spin. Now with Majester and Matty getting more airtime. Matty has so far held his position tightly, but Majester really wants to make his opportunity count and get by.
Rony's made his way up to P5, Owen, so he's made a bunch of gains in this race so far. Seems to be enjoying himself. He's just behind, well, I say just behind Thimuli. Thimuli's already into turn 1. There's a heck of a gap opened up there. As we need to get back to watch Majesta, who has a run on Matty down into the first chicane. Oh, but no, bails out of it again. Felt like he had enough of a run at that point, but Matty's also catching up to the back of Unite.
Yes, we do have the notice in chat there. Dark suspension is in really poor shape. It can just about hang on, but anything more, and yeah, I would consider that to require instant repair. So yeah, good shout in the chat.
Oh, cars running super close to each other there. Majesta forced wide straight into the path of Steve Martin, who's also now been compromised by the dirty air. And who's that ahead that's gone in straight off into the wall? It's Majesta.
Oh.
And who's that in the barrier? That's Unite. So Unite spun round. No, there's someone else in the barrier there. I couldn't quite work out who it was. Who is that in the wall?
Oh, it's Mika. I think Mika.
That is Mika. Okay. He's still trying to get himself free, but he's in a dodgy position now.
Yeah, he needs to wait for Gabor. He's coming soon.
And he's retired. We're down to 17 runners. No such issues for Gabba, who's just about to finish lap number 10 here of 32 in tonight's RTFR action. Dark currently running P2 for the Road Prosa team, followed closely by Sufor, who did start second but drops down to third place now. But still, definitely close enough to affect the top two later on.
Oh, there goes
side
Dusty!
by side.
Oh, that's real trouble now. They're going to rub off the concrete wall
Yeah.
I'll slow them right down here. Their cars, they're coming now. Yeah, they just about got away safely in the nick of time, so that would be the
Zesty
battles.
retires.
Yeah, Zesty's out.
Well, we're down to 16. Martin McElroy. Yeah, well, interesting. Michael Malik has also
and he's been
spun.
there.
He's on his roof.
Tumbled.
Rick Cardle went through him, and
Yeah,
that's
nothing he could've
another
done.
car dropped out.
Yeah, see, Rick was obviously just mind his own business, and he sees Michael right in front of him. So yeah, Michael puts his hands up and says sorry. Yeah, that's just my prediction gone in. I said 16 finishers.
Yeah, I did
way
say
off the
16.
pace.
Chris said 10, I think, and I said 6. So we'll see whose prediction is closest. At the moment, less than halfway through the race. I think I'm on for winning this one, boys. Anyway, Rick Cardle has driven through a car, and his car has quite a bit of damage on it now, but currently circulating in P6. As we've got Unite in the pit lane. What's that for? Or he's back out again. His tyres were gone, so that's why he's been in and out of the pits. And he's changed to R3s from R2s. So putting the harder compound of tyre on as we switch back to Gabba, who is doing a stellar job out at the front.
Yeah, Unite changed the rear tyres to R3, but he had absolutely destroyed them when he made that error. They were heating up uncomfortably high, so yeah, a change at the back had to be made just so he can make the finish. That's probably the name of the game for all these drivers.
2-4 is up into P2. Dark's lost a bunch of time, and the gap between our top 3 is now 16 seconds. So if that continues to rise, Gabba could potentially lap everybody except 2-4 at this rate. That's quite an impressive stat in itself. Dark's got damage at the rear of his car, so probably even more woes coming his way, and potentially a podium for Thamuli. Oh, suspension damage for Dark. Quite big suspension damage. So
yeah, it's very bad, yeah.
If he doesn't calm down, it'll be a retirement or a trip through the pit lane at the very least.
Oh, so close to the grass there for Dark, but yeah, he was able to ride the curb just enough. And yeah, he's under enormous pressure. I think, who would that be? Trying to unlap himself?
Dodislav, I think.
Yeah, could have been. Yeah, it's Dodislav. He's going to unlap himself if Dark can't nurse this car home.
Majesta and Motomacari are back together. Let's see if Majesta can get through this time. As we head through the double right onto this short run to the back straight over the flyover bridge. And
he pits. Dark comes into the pits to repair that damage.
Well, that was a wise choice.
Yeah, that's going to hold them up for at least half a minute, and that's half a lap, as proven by Gabor. 1 minute, 0.02 fastest lap. Yeah, 19.21 damage repair. So pretty much.
There's
just going to rejoin.
Watch
out for Majester. Yeah, good.
Ooh. Well, this track does come at you thick and fast, and that is proof exactly of that. As we continue to ride on board with Majesta. Under just over a minute is the lap during the race here. And well, Motomacari actually doing a good job on this lap to try to maintain the gap. So Majesta not really able to close in at this stage, which may actually be a relief, quite frankly. Following a car around here in the slipstream is sketchy, to say the least. You can hear how on the limit they are through the twisty mountainous section of Fern Bay Gold reversed, as now Majesta has got up to the back of Motomacari, but doesn't want the slipstream at this point. Dark, you can see closing in behind, while Majesta is just waiting for an opportunity, waiting to go for the move. You can't be too patient. And now he strikes.
There we go. Your common overtaking point here in the BF1.
It's nice.
You made it count. Lovely stuff. Gabor has broken the 1 minute barrier on race fuel and tyres with a 59.99. Oh, here we go. Counter attack.
Yeah, and Dark's going to be straight back on the case. Manchester forced kind of out wide there in the dirty air. Dark goes through. McElroy takes his place back, regains P8, but Manchester will be ruining that decision to get past McElroy there. Somewhat lucky by McElroy to have done what he has there, but I think he's going to come a cropper. I think Dark is going to get him back. Straight down the home straight. Oh, goes to the outside.
Wow.
Unusual line, and around the outside. I did not expect that.
That's absolutely incredible. I really cannot
think
emphasize how
McElroy
remarkable that is.
Yeah.
The grass just ended in the nick of time for him, and McElroy was absolutely shell-shocked as I was. And Manchester tries his trick for the second time,
Almost
this time with a bit more oomph. And yeah, McElroy has to counteract immediately, yes, and he does.
Aggressive driving, and we've got the race leader coming up on both of these now. So that is Gabba in the background, with Pekka Koivunen behind him, but obviously also a lap down. So Gabba making his way around to lap drivers in P9 after just 17 or 16 laps completed. Outrageous pace from Gabba here.
Yeah, Manchester. Oh, he's too polite. He's gone into the gravel.
Throwing away a good battle with McElroy there, and McElroy can surely now let Gabba through without compromising his own race so badly. Manchester losing a place to not only Koivunen but also Redbot. He lost that much time, and McElroy will just move out of the way and let him through. There you go. That's how it's supposed to be done. Yeah, Manchester only just coming under the bridge now, so an enormous amount of time lost. Although really it should be said that it's not a lot of time, it's a lot of ground, because of just how fast this car is around here. You may actually be close. You may actually be the closest in our bet here at this rate, Eoin, because it's still only 15, or rather, only 10 drivers that have dropped off so far. You are still the closest with your prediction of 16 remaining. As we tick over halfway through the race, then we're watching Sufor, who is some 20 seconds off the back of Gabba, who's already on the next lap. Unbelievable! This is outrageous. The pace from Gabba here. 19 seconds. This is unbelievable.
Yeah, I think I said in the build-up, Gabor has been doing extra practice on this combo, making world record pace as well. So, yeah, I can't say I'm shocked whatsoever. He is the undisputed number one thus far, after making sure, like at the beginning of the qualifying session, when you thought, yeah, he just nailed the lap within 5 minutes. No, it didn't quite happen that way. It took him probably 15 minutes just to secure that pole position time. But it was very close, of course, with Sufor within that 100th of a second. But now, obviously, the race pace is just a whole different beast.
Yeah, Gabba's live on Twitch. We don't have an onboard feed from him this week, but he is online on Twitch if you want to go and check out his channel at Sidus Gabor, S1DUS Gabba. Yeah, and what a view that will be. Similar to the view we're able to give you here, but yeah, pull that up on a separate screen. As Rick Cardle makes his way through on Rony, just missed it there. And well, you can start to see from the timing tower the story is unfolding. Everybody up to P9 has been lapped by Gabba, and the domination continues on to lap 20. 22 seconds ahead of Sufor. Outrageous gap at this point. But just driving it on another level today. Doesn't want to overcook it, of course. It's a long gap, but it's a long fall as well if you do decide to throw it into the trees. But no such problem so far for championship leader after one round. Gabba is one of the three remaining Sidus drivers. It's Unite currently in P15. He's had some issues in this race. but continues to circulate. And if you want points, that's all you got to do. You just got to finish the race and start to add to your tally. But yeah.
I suppose the field spread is quite large at this stage. It's really a case of is there anyone nursing suspension damage or tyre wear issues that may be worth noting for the moment. I think who was it? It was Matty, maybe the front left, the rear left as well could be a concern if it gets any worse. Steve Martin will be noticing that for sure. Now that Dark obviously got those repairs done, he is really on a charge now. He's 1 minute 0.4, so yeah, he will catch up to Stephen on this pace. Unite has now overtaken Yari Katilla for position, so that's the first on his comeback trail. So yeah, Yari now 15th and at the bottom.
Yeah, I think there was some contact on United's way through on Yari, but yeah, nothing seems to have happened too much, so no harm done. As we switch to Gabor, and you can just see the pace difference between Gabor and everyone else. When you switch to him, he's visibly faster even on the cameras. By the time we've even focused on his car, it's onto the next camera as we come up to the chicane. A little bit of traffic, and that is Dark, who was in P2 but now drops down to P8 and is about to have a lap added, or rather a lap taken away, I guess, from his race if Gabba gets closer. The risk here is, though, of course, that Gabba ends up losing time behind Dark, who was on relatively roughly similar pace at the beginning of the race and comparatively quick during qualifying. Let's see how long it takes for Gabba to get through Dark as we continue to watch him.
Yeah, there's no point yielding in the second sector, to be honest. It's just too dangerous to leave the racing line here. So Dark has the decision just to stay flat out for a little while longer. Maybe on the start finish straight would be the right time just to move, because as we saw with Mad Jester, he went too deep. There we go, that's how you do it.
Well, Gabba caught him before we even got to the home straight, and I don't think Dark will be brave enough to return the favour, or will he? No. I was going to say, pulled out the slipstream. Normally the intention is to overtake when you do that, but yeah, decided to form a line, and that's the sensible way to do it. But yeah, everyone up to P7 has now been lapped, or rather P8. Spectre Coiven has had an issue at the last corner and loses a bit more time. And some rear damage as Gabba now gets past Steve Martin, and so too, well, Dark tries to, doesn't quite work out.
Yeah, Stephen was ready to block when he had the right to do it against Dark. And this is a very nervy moment in the race, because Dark wants to get back as much of his territory they lost. The dirty air has unsettled the car badly, just in the middle of the trees there. Incredibly, he held on, and now we've got Yari Katilla getting lapped again, so he's got to yield to 4 cars that all have different motivations. And now Matty is under pressure too.
Yeah, it's all bunched up here in the midfield. Matty, then Stephen Martin, then Dark. And it can come undone very, very quickly here. Let's see what happens when 3 cars are fighting for position. But Matty currently running a great race in P6, but with a highly motivated Stephen Martin and Dark right behind. It's Pekka Koivunen and Mad Jester is way down. That's what's a carry.
Oh, Red Bot has made an error. That would have been turn 3 into 4, I think it was. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, 3 into 4. He was off course and very slow to get going again, but yeah, he's still in the race in 12th. So yeah, it's just a shame.
Here comes Dark then. Does he have a slipstream? Yes, Steve knows he's got one. He's over to the inside, then the outside. Dark stays behind as they head through the first chicane. But this looks somewhat inevitable at this stage. Where is Dark going to try and get through?
Oh, he's held it again. Got the rear tire onto the grass. That's the ultimate no-no in this car, and yet he somehow kept it from spinning. That is absolutely remarkable how he's got a grasp of this car since he repaired it.
Well, such is the pace of Gabba that he's overtaken everyone except the top, except second through fifth in this race. And we've still got 6 laps to go as he crosses over start finish. As we continue to follow Dark, who's chasing down Steve Martin. He's definitely not as close as he was on the previous lap, so that twitch has definitely hurt him. But look at the speed that he carries through the first chicane, far more than Steve, so able to close up quite a bit there.
I think that was the most aggressive entry into the first chicane Stephen has taken, so he really put his suspension to the test there. But so far, it's about 33% damage on all corners, so it is manageable with the final quarter of the race well underway at this stage.
Yeah, Gabba's rear left is problematic. He's quite close on the shock damage, so he needs to be careful that he doesn't take too many liberties over the curve.
His teammate is in the gravel. It's Unite or the grass.
Final corner as well.
Yeah, I have to elaborate. Yeah, he was just on the grass. He was never in the gravel, so at least he was able to get out.
Yeah, another fastest lap from Gabba of 59.15, so getting close to qualifying times, faster than many drivers' qualifying times already in this session. And he's still got a lot of fuel to burn, a lot of laps left to complete to improve on that time. So we'll see what happens as we continue to watch Steve Martin there in the white and pink, and Dark in the red and white Road Appraiser machine. And this is the battle for P7 in round 2 of RTFR. This is the 350th ever Rony's Tuesday Fun race, if you can believe it. Big milestone, and hard into the wall for Dark, so compromising his race at every turn at this point.
Yeah, he knows every lap that he's stuck in this battle for 7th, it's just draining his confidence bit by bit, as he knew he had a podium worthy car underneath him, but obviously the damage just got so bad he does hit the curb heavily again there. And on board now, race leader, he's coming up against the series organizer to put him a lap down, and Rony will pull over.
No, it's absolutely shocking behaviour. Overtaking, lapping the series organiser with still 4 laps to go. Gabba's on some sort of kick here. Can't quite put my finger on it.
Oh, here's Dark's chance now into the double apex, and he gets
through
it. The resistance has been broken, and I have to say, Dark's been really trying his heart out to make that pass, and he's done it. Oh, and there's Redbot. Redbot in a spot of bother.
Needs to be careful here. Gabba's coming through. Gabba's going to shoot through the screen now. Oh, he's already through. In the end, it didn't matter, but Redbot needs to get out of there because cars come through that chicane.
Unite for position will come into view. There he is. He's only about a second behind, maybe 2 seconds. Oh, he pits. Unite pits for the second time. He's damaged the front left suspension, the worst of all. So he's got to repair, and that's front tires also absolutely baked.
It's going back
almost
to
certainly burned. So he doesn't change those tires, but they were really, really hot.
Matey's suspension is all sorts of bad. I think any more trips over curbs, and Dark is going to make it up to P6 as we focus on our race leader once more. 2 laps to go after this one. The laps have gone down so fast with Gabba behind the wheel. 32 laps seeming like a stroll in the park for him, but a 38-second gap over Sufor. Unbelievable driving, more than a second a lap that Gabba's put over everybody else in this race so far. Lap 31, 2 to go for our championship leader, and what a drive so far, unbelievable. As we switch to Dark, we might be able to get through Matty before the end of the race, but we will see.
Yeah, only Rick in 4th place is the only other driver who's gotten the lap time underneath the 60-second barrier, and that was only 59.99. So it is just an especially high benchmark set by the race leader. I know we've seen some crushing victories in RTFR in the last 349 events, but yeah, 350 could go down as one of the all-time greats.
Well, we'll see what happens at the end, but we're witnessing something great here this evening. Unbelievable pace from Gabba. Just ridiculous. As Dark twitches and shakes all over the place, but it's not going to be into the chicane. Can he get close enough out of the final corner? Gabba's onto the final lap then, a 58.85 on that time of asking, as everyone else makes their way onto essentially their penultimate lap of the race, but they have of course been lapped now by Gabor, so this will be their final lap as well. Not sure many of them expected that to happen, but it has happened. Gabba setting the timing screens alight every single lap, and he's already almost into the final sector, so should probably give him some of the attention. Here he is. Owen, it won't be long, take him to the line.
3 corners to go through the chicane. Now he's got to just time his turn in just right. There it is. Not a pickle out of place. It's Gabor to win the historic 350th event of Rony's Tuesday Fun Race with a 58.78 lap just to put the icing on that cherry. Absolutely sensational.
Yeah, I couldn't have said it any different. Gabba, just unbelievable. 58.76, his best lap, as everybody else comes across the line to finish. We've not even had P2 cross the line yet, and we won't have P2 for a little while either. Sufal just going through the chicane then onto the final corner now, as the back markers come across the line in our shot. Now here comes Sufal to take P2, one of the only drivers not to be lapped, the next of which will be Thamuli with a very well-deserved P3 there. Great effort from Thamuli. Rick Cardle, P4, 53 seconds ahead of his teammate Rick Cardle. Unbelievable, as we've got cars flying into the first chicane. Totally realistic, as there is Gabba. He's got to make his way around to victory lane, but yeah, what a drive from him.
Needs a fresh car.
He's run out of fuel,
so conked out. Yeah, he must have run out of fuel, so he'll find the podium there among the wreckage. But yeah, in fairness there, Thamuli in third place, he got a 59.87 fastest lap. So yeah, 4 drivers have each managed to go sub 1 minute, but no one was close to that 58.78 fastest lap from Gabor. It's just incredible dominance in a track as short as Fern Bay Gold Reverse.
32 minutes and 4 seconds is the time in which Gabba managed to complete 32 laps around here, which is almost an average below a minute, which is ridiculous considering the fuel load and stuff that he had on at the beginning. Sufal, 44 seconds back in P2, and Thamuli, 48 seconds off the leader. That's the span of the podium after just 30 minutes of racing. Crazy stuff. Rick Cardle then, the only driver, one of the only drivers not to be lapped, and the last driver not to be lapped. And then cars finishing a lap down: Rony, Matti, Dark, Stephen Martin, Mad Jester, Pekka Koivunen, Dodislav, Motimikari, Redbot, Jari Katila, and Unite. And the rest are DNFs. We have a lot of them. I think, Owen, you were closest with your estimate of 16 finishes. 15 finishes on this occasion, with Zesty not finishing, Michael not finishing, Mika Sarkinen there, Rupa Kapitsa, Hermani, Mozart, your top 20. And over on our second page, Martin Kapal, Lorenzo, Jan 60, and Timu Soini, all not finishing, and there you see at the bottom of the screen. And in the background, Gabba, the fastest lap in this race was a 58.78. Astonishing pace from the championship leader, who now extends his lead once again.
Yeah, just a point there with Timu, he was aiming for his 250th race finish, but he was the first eliminated from proceeding, so yeah, he has to try again next time if he wants to make the impressive 250th race finish. But yeah, good effort from all the drivers, regardless if they finished or not. But yeah, obviously Gabor just wiped the floor with everybody.
Yeah, calling it the performance of his life, maybe, he said in the chat. So, I mean, it's got to be up there, right? That was an astonishing pace, very, very consistent, no mistakes. And yeah, what an average lap time that he managed there. Really, really stunning work. And that's a nice stat for Team Eoin. I'll be looking forward to celebrating his 250th race finish at some point in the next few weeks. So yeah, that is all that we have for your RTFR action for this evening. That was Gabba's third ever win in the BF1 in RTFR, so quite somewhat of a specialist, or sorry, rather third in a row race win in the BF1 in RTFR. So quite another stat to tick off his list there, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like the fact that obviously you have to be skilled in all kinds of vehicles and all kinds of circuits. The fact that he does have that strength in the BF1 when it turns up in the selection, it really is something to behold. So yeah, well done to Gabor. He knows what he's doing in the BF1.
It does indeed, and that's all that we have time for this evening. You can join us again for more RTFR action in 2 weeks' time, and that's going to be at Rockingham in the FXO for the 351st RTFR on February 4th. It's not the next RTFR race. We're going to have on the 28th of January the first round of RTFR Excel. That's going to be at Westhill National in the Fund Mutsan GT3, Owen. So more GT3 action for you to be involved in, but this time from the commentary box in the longer edition of this championship, which kicks off next Tuesday.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it should be interesting to see how the fund gets on without me being one of its opponents.
Well, there we go. That is all for this evening's action. You can catch us again on Sunday for the fourth round of the Master Race Car Rallycross Championship. But from all of us here at Sim Broadcast, this has been the 350th RTFR. We wish you a pleasant rest of your week, and we'll see you at the weekend. From all of us here to all of you, have a good one. Good night.
Bye-bye.